Well, a dangerous game of catch and release being played with illegal immigrants in Virginia. Since 2007, more than 6,300 of these immigrants have been arrested in Prince William County and then turned over to federal officials. 10% of those criminals back in the county, committing new crimes. Prince County Board Chairman Corey Stewart joins us now to talk about these latest news on this. Corey, great to have you here this morning. This week on Tuesday, you guys had finally gotten the ability from the Freedom of Information Act to find out what has happened to these nearly 7,000 illegal immigrants that have been arrested and turned over to federal authorities. Did you get anywhere with that request?
Well, we sued DHS in 2010, 2011. The federal court told us to go back and exhaust our administrative remedies. So that's what we're going to do this time, and we hope to have more success. But we're pretty sure that most, if not all, of these dangerous individuals are simply being released right back into Prince William County.
So that is remarkable. This idea that they've been arrested, many of them of criminal activity, of course, and then they're just being released right back into the community. Of course, famously, just a few years ago, Carlos Montano, an illegal immigrant from Bolivia, he had been arrested a couple of times. And then while he was awaiting a hearing to be removed or deported, he ended up hitting and killing a Benedictine nun while driving drunk in 2010. And I remember at the time you famously said that President Obama and Congress have blood on their hands, and this is just the tip of the iceberg. You still feel that way?
Oh, absolutely. You know, Montano, compared to these other guys, wasn't all that bad. We know now that the Obama administration is releasing sex offenders, child predators, pedophiles, people right back into the community. These people aren't supposed to be in the United States, and what makes it worse is in the case of sex offenders, they're very likely to offend again. We don't have the information for where they're at, so they're not registered. We can't track them, and they're going to commit another act on a child or someone else, either in Prince William County or somewhere else in the United States, and it's all because DHS refuses to act.
Corey, I mean, forgive me for sounding kind of ignorant about this, but this is a question maybe my 4-year-old would ask me. Why? Why are they doing this?
Well, that's a great question to ask President Obama. Why is it that you're releasing dangerous individuals? I think, you know, putting all the politics aside about how people feel about illegal immigration, can't we at least agree that if somebody is here illegally, they commit a violent act or an act against a child, that they should be deported? It's just common sense, but they're taking a very ideological view of this issue and just refusing to apply any common sense at all.
Or at the very least being held behind bars, not having to be arrested 2 and 3 times and then still awaiting to be deported. How frustrated are you that it had to take a Freedom of Information Act request to get this information in the first place?
Well, we still don't have the information. We are very frustrated. The administration won't even release the information about these individuals, where they are, to our own police department. Our police department, which apprehended all these individuals, we sent them off to jail. We sent them over to ICE after they served their sentence. We assumed, and our police department assumed, they were going to be deported. They're dangerous. But they're coming right back onto the street. We're rearresting them. And, of course, our police department and everyone involved is very, very frustrated at this point.
Corey, keep us up to date here on this story.
Thank you.
Just despicable. Thanks for joining us this morning, Corey. Coming up here on the show.